Honorable viewers, I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel ZRBD24. Today's topic is Absalom and Achitophel, written by Dryden. It's a political satire. Let's start. Absalom and Achitophel is undoubtedly the greatest political satire in English. It is written in 1681. Dryden was a laureate poet in the palace of Charles II. King David Charles II of England was a successful monarch, though fond of women. He had a number of mistresses who bore him a large number of illegal children. However, his illegal child was Absalom, Duke of Monmouth. He was a charming young man, very popular among the people. The Englishmen were a strong and changeable people. They were not happy with King David. They demanded more rights and privileges. The Catholics suffered from several handicaps. They were deprived of their lands and their taxes were doubled. The situation became intolerable for them. They made the popish plot. Because of this plot, the people turned against the government. Achitophel, that means the Earl of Shaftesbury, was the most important leader of the rebels against the king. He was a serious intriguer. He was cunning and corrupt. He supported the popish plot for making a revolt against the king. Achitophel found in Absalom a good tool for working out his designs. He tried to make Absalom as a proper of his hand. Achitophel felt that since Absalom was an illegal child, he could fire his ambition and make him try for the succession to the throne. Achitophel persuaded him against his father, King David. Absalom was impressed by the arguments of Achitophel, but he did not want to fight against his father. His father loved him very much. Achitophel found out Absalom's weak point because of being illegal child. Absalom would not be the successor of the king or his father. Achitophel influenced him to be the successor of the throne. Already King's brother James, Duke of York, had been nominated by the king as his successor. James was disliked by the people because he was a Roman Catholic. Absalom was confused. He was half willing and half unwilling. Achitophel took the opportunity of the weak points of James and Absalom. Achitophel promised to unite all the people who were against the king. They would support Absalom in his revolt against the king. One member of the anti-royalist group was Zianur, Duke of Buckingham. He was a great political intriguer and totally faithless. He received an opportunity to revolt against the king. Shimi was totally anti-royalist. He took no action against the king's enemies. Absalom left the court in order to make preparation for the revolt against the king. He turned the entire country in order to win supporters. The people assured him of support and regarded him as their savior. The people were misguided by the anti-royalist group. The argument used by them was that the power rests with the people and that the people are sovereign. The kings are only trusted to use the power for the public good. If the power is misused, the people have a right to take over. The common people did not realize that. However, the people were misguided by Achitophel, with the result that they gave him full support. King David had a few friends. Barzillai, Zadok, the Bishop of London, John Dolben were among them. The supporters of King David, Charles II, advised him that he should be strong and take a stand against the rebels. If he showed any weakness, the matters will go out of hand. The king felt happy at the support of his group and he spoke with firmness. He told the people that so far he had treated his subjects as a father would treat his children, but his kindness had been misinterpreted as weakness. God listened to the speech of David and blessed him. Law and order was restored in the country and the king's firm rule established. The poem was written to support of Charles II. One of the weaknesses of the king was his sexual license and the large number of his illegal children. One of the weaknesses of the king was his sexual license and the large number of his illegal children. Dryden's task was to attack the rebels on the basis that illegitimacy did not allow him to have a claim to the throne. The Puritans used to condemn Charles II for his sexual weakness and the birth of illegitimate children. Dryden felt that the Puritans had no reason to complain against Charles II because polygamy was allowed. Dryden satirizes English people who were unfriendly to the king on account of too much luxury and comfort. Their lives had been corrupted. They were no high-handed that no king could control them. Even God could not please them. None of the kings had pleased them for a long period. They had whimsical choice of kings. Dryden describes the political environment of the time in which it was easy for the anti-royalist poetry to raise a revolt against the king. Achitophel was the leader of anti-royalist group. His name will remembered throughout the ages for his falsehood and weakness. He had a lust for power. He was a very arrogant and haughty man and could not tolerate any kind of disrespect or disgrace. He never cared for his body because he was busy in planning intrigues for his personal gain. His character was full of contradictions. He was the symbol of cunning politician. His main mission was to make a revolt against the king. He was a political leader who once enjoyed the favor of the King Charles. He was not satisfied with the life of power and luxury he enjoyed. He may be compared to Satan. Achitophel made an attempt to show that the king was autocratic in his rule and he was sympathetic to the Catholics. Dryden explains why Achitophel wanted to use Absalom in his struggle against the king. Achitophel was quite unpopular and as much he could not lead the revolt against the king. Moreover, his loyalty was suspected and he was to face the charge of duplicity. Absalom's unwillingness to join the plot of Achitophel has been mentioned. His argument is that he has received nothing but kindness and sympathy from his father, and as such he has no cause for revolt. That's all about Absalom and Achitophel. For the timing, thanks your patience hearing.